All right, hello and welcome everyone here to Bathurst, as we are already at the end of practice. I am Mike Nause here, and we have a full grid tonight. We have 33 drivers on the field currently, and as we get ready to jump into qualifying here, we see the times currently at 2:02s. I'm sure we're going to see some improvements on those times at some point here. Right now, though, drivers holding off, I would imagine sandbagging, if I might even say. I hope everyone's doing great tonight. Excited for some Bathurst action, Mount Panorama. This is round 4 of our GT3 championship. And while we're waiting for quality to get started, I can pop up the standings here. We got second. We do that. Ladies and gentlemen, you now see driver standings. And this is for the GT3 championship. You can currently see Jacob Padberg leading it. Then Tyler Marlowe in second place and Ricardo Rivera in third. Separated not too far, second and third. Padberg currently with a bit of a lead. And then we see the team driver standings here. The Puerto Rico E-Racing Club, my brain, man. Studio 2108 Racing, and then Modhouse Racing, all leading currently. How's it going? Got Jose in chat. Welcome. We see your team here currently leading the GT3 championship. Oops, that wasn't what I wanted to click. There we go. And now we can get into the split 1 drivers here, or split 2, excuse me, as we have this night qualifying here at Bathurst, because this track wasn't tricky enough. Had to add the extra little spin to it with night, of course. I'm not sure if it's a night race. It's a night qualifying, though. So we will see how that goes. Very cold track, 19 degrees. Currently on board with the 47 car, we have the 210 car leading the way. That is 210 car of Chris Rise. There is absolutely no lighting here in the Australian outback. They maybe should have put in a street light or two, but that's not how they do it here. They barely have electricity, so why would they? See, getting heat into those tires as much as possible as we come down the Conrad Straight here, going into the chase. And getting ready to start the first lap here with the 210 Audi. Why don't we hop on board here with Chris Rise, because that'll be honestly the best view. I don't think we're going to have many other ways to see it. Coming around Murray's Corner now, getting ready to go down the start-finish straight here into Hell Corner. Went up to third, fourth gear. It can be braking as late as possible here at the 50 board. Down to second, trying to get that car to rotate in. Struggling a little bit. The car not wanting to bite at first there. Down the mountain straight we go. Heading into Quarry. Full throttle. All the way up into fifth gear. Riding this over this big crest here into the compression. Getting ready to brake late. Nice. Gets that car turned in. Car biting nicely at the front. Back end wanting to step out just a tiny bit, but controlling it nicely. Coming into... Oh, very nice as we go into the cutting here. Up into Griffiths Mount we go. So far, not a terrible lap. Maybe could have had a little bit more beans through there. I maybe stayed in third, but the Audi a little high on the revs. Oh, a slight lift through there, up into fifth, though. So we go downshift, maybe? No, holds onto fifth gear there. Into Skyline we go here. Heavy braking. First car of the night here. Going into sparking their way through. as they come into Forest Elbow here. Trying to take that as close to the inside as possible. And now full beans they go. Well, he goes down the Conrad straight, heading towards the chase. Ah, hydrate. Beautiful. Beautiful. Smart. Remember, chat, stay hydrated. As we go into Murray's corner. Coming through the start-finish line. Come across the line, 2:04.8. Not sure where that will put him. I'd imagine we will see some faster times. Well, you have to hydrate before and after the rage as well. Chronotis there, already improving that up to 2:03. Exactly. Yeah, same thing. And we will see some more drivers here. I think Ricky Scott going to be coming down he's jumping up the mountain currently. See Aaron Kuhn there going into third place. 2 seconds off. I think Sarah no, looking at the 95. That Kevin Yu. That's who we're going to jump on here with. Kevin Yu going to be coming around Murray's corner here very soon. So far, Chronotis still holding that pole position. The 2:03.6. Kenneth Smith coming in with a 2:04.3. Kevin Yu comes in there with a 2:05.7. Eric Kakassian 2:06.0. The time's very spread out right now as these drivers are trying to get used to these track conditions. Hello, Niall. I did tell you to say hello. You are correct. It was an order, and I appreciate you following orders. You see some of these drivers here. I think Chris Rye's making an error on the mountain there. Returning to pits, getting out of the way. So dark. Drivers only have their headlights to see basically here. Oh, and that was, I think, a little bit of lag. I think he stayed out of the barrier. No, this is the right stream. It's always the right stream. Kenneth Smith here, improving on his lap quite handedly. 7/10 down currently, improving on his lap 2/10. I think Chronotis, though, actually improving on his lap 7/10, is going to jump into the 2:02.9s there and is going to return to pits, it looks like. That's going to be his last lap. Satisfied with his time. Niall, the absolute champion. Chris Rise out on the lap right now. He's on his out lap. Will have time to set one more as these drivers have about one more lap to set until the split one drivers come out. That's when we will see the gray plated drivers go into the pits and the white plate drivers go out. And that is when we will see a very interesting timing board. I'm not sure where these drivers are going to end up. Got money on Chrono? I do too, honestly, at this point. Versosa, though. I think Versosa is going to challenge this pole position a little bit. Needs to improve actually quite a lot. Currently 5/10 up on their time. They need to improve by, well, double that. No, 4 times that, excuse me. Still improves up to third place, nonetheless. And they go straight on to Hell Corner. That'll be their last lap. Ricky Scott, I'm not sure if he's going to have time. Good old Ricky Rocket Scott here. Just set another lap. Currently down in 26th position, yet to set a lap. And he's not on one right now. So he needs to hustle his little bustle and get across that line. I think he will make it, though. Got Patrick McNichol here, jumping up into 4th position. And improving. Versosa, now coming up into 4th, pushing him out. Actually, that was Kenneth Smith, excuse me. I think. Rogers, somewhat improved. Now in the mountain section here with Patty McNichol, or Patrick McNichol. Change your name every week. Not confusing. Very nice. It's just so tense coming through that mountain section every single time. 2/10 up on the Delta, on the throttle a little early, bit of wheel spin. Now rocketing onto that straight is going to be pretty difficult. He's got a lot of time to make up, and he's not doing the best on doing so. He's currently 7/100ths up on his time. Into the cutting. Wait, that is the cutting, right? The chase, my bad. And McNichol 5/10 up on his time. Looks like that will be enough if he doesn't invalidate there, which I don't think he did. Scrubs off quite a bit of time, though, and actually scrubs off too much time is not going to improve, unfortunately, Murray's corner. It bodes a little too much for him there. I do want to see if Ricky Rocket Scott here did manage to make the start of a lap. Let's follow on board with him in the McLaren here as we come down Skyline. This was never my favorite car, or never my favorite track in the McLaren. Oh yeah, that wasn't the racing line. I think he's just trying to set a time. Honestly, I don't blame him. Ricky Rocket Scott not proving his name's worth right now, unfortunately. Has to work for that a little bit harder on Bathurst. It's not looking like I say though. I was a McLaren driver, and Bathurst was my absolute worst track, without a question. Late braking here. Uphill, getting on that throttle nice and early. That was actually very nice through that sector. Up into 3rd. Coming into Murray's corner. We'll see where this lap is going to put him. Maybe at least up into the... Well, yeah, 2:0... It puts him up into P13, 2:05. You know, it's a time on the board. It'll do. Not bad from Ricky Rocket Scott. Once again, not quite looking so rockety. That's all right. He's got plenty of time to prove it. Let's see here who is leading the way. The 633. I think that's a final driver. That's Patrick McNichol, actually. Let's follow him through the rest of his lap. Canotis on... And he's just going in the pits. Canotis not actually on a flyer lap. So Padberg is currently leading... Which car is that? I'm not sure which car is actually... The 11 car? I think that's Lamlin. Nate Lamlin currently leading. Now we see Patty McNichol in the pits. All right. Nate Lamlin here in the BMW. First car out on track. Behind him, we have Jacob Padberg. Then behind that, well, I was going to say we have Ollie Ross. I thought that was, but not sure. They dove out. But here we go. Let's hop on board with Jacob Padberg into Hell Corner. In that Honda NSX. Or, yeah, whatever you want to call it. The Acura. The Honda. It's okay. Coming down the hill here. On the mountain straight. Coming into Quarry. Ooh, very late car. Very aggressive on that front. Trying to step out. Coming into the cutting. I'm getting ready to go into Mountains Griffith. Or Griffiths Mount, excuse me. Almost flat out through there in that BMW, up into 4th. Riding those curbs all the way through there, flat out. Nice, up into 5th gear. Gonna be a bit of a lift here. Wow, never mind. Man's cojones are a lot larger than mine. Wow, that car, front end just struggling to grip up for anything there, but managing to get the car slowed down in time for that end of the mountain side, or at the end of Skyline there. Coming into Forest Elbow through the dipper. And now onto the Conrad Straight. You can see the reflection in the mirror, or in the window. That's how dark it is out here. Bathurst sky currently lit by absolutely nothing but the small city in the distance that might have a kangaroo and a koala for population. Braking at the 100 board there. Going up the hill into 2nd. Struggling to get that front end to bite. This is looking like quite the good lap, though. Breaking into the final corner. Let's see, where will this put Jacob Padberg? We see Lamlin taking pole right now. Jacob Padberg takes pole from Lamlin. Improves by about a 1/10 there. Marlowe coming in behind. These drivers, William Collin as well. Lots of drivers, though, improving quite handily. Gage Gonzalez, one of them as well. We can stick with him for the rest of the lap. Actually, I want to see the time charts up at the top. Never mind. So drivers coming across the line. See the 999. Quinn Smith here. Let's see where... Ooh, as he gets held up, it looks like there. But I think that is I'm Not Jimmy in the 69 Aston Martin. He does go up to P8. I'm Not Jimmy down in P10 right now. You see Gage Gonzalez there, coming up into P5. Not a bad lap whatsoever from him. Tyler Marlowe, about 4/10 up on his lap currently. Coming down the mountain, or coming down Skyline, that is. Skyline, normally a blinding corner when you come over that hill with the sun right in your eyes, but the sun currently nowhere in sight. So these drivers are currently upside down and in the dark. I don't even know what it would be like to drive in those conditions, quite frankly. Ricky Rocket Scott, what's going on? We see you in chat here. That wasn't your best qualifying. See Tyler Marlowe here. Improving very handedly. Currently 4/10 down from pole position. 6/10 up on the time. Faluna in pole position right... Wait. Faluna is running for... is in 2nd place. Nate Lamlin taking it. We see Tyler Marlowe here coming across. Murray cross the line, takes 2nd place. Nate Lamlin, the strong enough time to hold on for right now. See here if any other drivers. Faluna gonna be challenging for that. Not quite. Takes 2nd place and is gonna return to pits. Maybe make a setup change. They will have time for another change or another lap if they get out there soon enough. Fallon here. Gonna be rounding the middle of the track. Okay, wait, where are we? Oh, he's running turn 1. Okay. Yeah, I was, like I said, I was a McLaren driver. This was my worst track. And it wasn't even close. Like, I think 208 was like my best time. And I'm not even a slow driver. I maybe got into the 205s at one point, but that downhill section through Skyline, I cannot, the McLaren's so light. And gravity is, I mean, I know they say gravity is a constant, but I don't necessarily believe them. I mean, 203 is not the worst lap, especially in these conditions. But yeah, I don't know. It happens. Okay, shoot here. Is he on track? I think he's a... Oh, he's a split one driver, just shown as a... Okay, that's right. We'll see where 444 carb case Shooty. It's Shooty. It's Casey Shooty. That's right. I know this. Theoretically. Padberg takes pole position. Nice. Stormer of a lap, 2011. We'll see if we can get into the 2-minute flats here. It's going to be a bit of a stretch. I think Gage Gonzalez not going to be doing it this lap for sure. He's going to be pushing quite hard, I would imagine. Faluna, what's going on here? He's warming up his tires. Going to be getting ready to start their lap. Last lap here for qualifying for them. Going to try to make it a good one. Quinn Smith here not going to challenge for the pole. Chris McNichol here. Currently about... Ooh, actually... Well... There goes that lap. Gage Gonzalez, about a 10th up on their time. And actually, they have a full lap to go, so we'll stick with Gage Gonzalez here in a minute. Let's see here, Jed Engelman. Ooh. Yeah, it happens. This track is an animal. So see here, Jed Engelman in that Ferrari. Can go on board with him. Coming down the final Conrad Straight. As we see the checkered flag falling here. Any driver yet to finish their lap will not be finishing another one. So we see Jed Engelman here. Currently 8/10 up on their time. The shootout for pole. Jacob Padberg still holding that pole position. Nate Lamlin in second. Faluna in third. Faluna, though, actually is going to be looking for that pole position. See, coming across the line here, we see P11 for Jet. Let's hop on board with Faluna here. 6/10 up on their time. 2/10 off a pole. This is a really good lap here for Brian Faluna. Looking like they're going to storm into the 2-minute 2:00. I don't know how to say that properly. My brain broke. The 2 minutes. Gonna be rounding Murray's corner here. Coming across the line. It will put him in pole position. 2 minutes, 7/10. Stormer of a lap takes pole position. We see Nate Lamlin. Not quite done yet, though. Currently, 6/10 off a pole, has a lot to do improving on their... Not actually improving on their lap whatsoever right now. Yes, this is a 90-minute race tonight. You have plenty of time to make it through the field. And yeah, Nate Lamlin here, 10th up, well, 10th down on their time. Gonna be even worsening that. It's 3/10, not gonna be improving whatsoever here. I'm Not Jimmy, though, is currently improving on their lap, about 3/10 up. Looking to be a nice improvement, putting him up maybe into P10 even. See here when I'm Not Jimmy coming across the final corner now. And then across the line from P13, gonna put up to P9. Nice. Not the worst result whatsoever. And speaking of results, well, we have a little bit of a lull here, 3 minutes. It's time for standings. You know what time it is. It's that standings time for the season. There you go. Bam. We see season standings currently. We got Jacob Padbury leading it, Tyler Marlowe in second, Ricardo Rivera in third. Points spread not too far, especially in that midfield. Leave that up for a second. I'm not going to read out all the drivers' names, obviously. That's a lot of drivers. But you can see where you are in the position if you are one of the drivers, and who your favorite driver is and where they're at. But now we can see as well where the teams are. When I figure out there they are. Aha! Teams. Puerto Rico E-Racing Club currently leading the points, followed up by Studio 2108 Racing, and then Nause Racing in P3. I'm sure I will pop that up at some point again. But we can do a quick grid rundown. But first, I think it is time to hydrate. So let's get back and do Assetto Corsa. Get this up before I forget and hydrate. Gotta love that hydration. Oops, I see what I did. Sorry about that. But everyone has to make a mandatory pit stop. I think they have to take 25 seconds of fuel, and tires are optional. I think we probably will see a lot of drivers taking tires this race. Probably is the optimal way to go. But starting in first position here, we have Brian Faluna. In second place, we have Jacob Padberg. Lining up behind him, we have Nate Lamlin, and we have Gage Gonzalez lining up next to him. Tyler Marlowe, Ollie Raza in P6, Chris McNichol in P7, Will Collin, P8. I'm Not Jimmy, P9, taking that at the last second there. Got Fallon down in P10, Chronotis, P11. This isn't the best angle, I will admit, for the liveries. That's better. And we see the 747 car there, Jed Engelman in that Ferrari. And actually, as the car is now set underway on their outlap, we can actually probably get a little bit better of a view. So I will wait to continue till they get rolling as we see these cars now one at a time going. And there we see Jed Engelman. Followed up behind that is going to be Quinn Smith in that Lexus, that 999 Lexus. Mike Burkov in the 14 Ferrari. There we are. Niall Schlieder in the 15 Porsche. Or the 15 Porsche, excuse me, in the 37 Porsche. In 15th position. Got Andreas Mastachero in P16. Brian Turner, or Bronson Turner, excuse me, P17. Kenneth Smith, P18. Got DeMarcus Rogers in P19. Aaron Kuhn in P20. Patrick McNichol in P21. Got Daniel Versosa, P23. P22. Provolone, Jason Provolone, the cheese man, down in P23. Got Casey Schutte in P24. Chris Rise, P25. Got George Elmer in P26. Ricardo Sapien, P27. Eric Gakassian, P28. Jarek Snyder in P29. Kevin Yu in P30. Ricky Rocket Scott, I should say, down in P31. Not the most rocket qualifying from him. Got Guy Smelly in P32. Eric Vanderbilt in P33. And Sarah Stant down in P34. And that 604 Mercedes. That's the word. And yes, this is Bathurst. 90-minute race here. One mandatory pit stop. Let's hope the drivers can survive it. We had a night qualifying, so luckily, not a night race. Track conditions here looking quite optimal. 26-degree ambient temperature, 31-degree track temp. So drivers going to be quite happy with that. No wind whatsoever. Nothing to complain about. Well, besides the track. And I would imagine we probably will have a little bit of complaining. Let's hope everyone survives lap 1. I find it unlikely. but I can hope. This being, I do have faith everyone will survive at least the first sector. But I think once we get into the cutting, we're going to have some issues. I hope not, though. We will see. As the car is now going to be getting as much heat as they can into their tires coming down the Conrad straight here. I'm going to on board here with Brian Faluna currently leading the way. We get ready to start this race. We see Nate Lamlin here in the BMW as well. Tyler Marlowe. Audi. These drivers here, eager to get underway, I would imagine. Strategies will be interesting, I'd imagine. Well, I'm almost 100% certain that drivers not taking a full tank of fuel. They're going to be spreading their fuel load out over 2 stints. It'll be interesting to see if they took heavy on the first stint and light on the second, or vice versa. And here we are, as we now go, getting ready into Murray's Corner here, getting ready to go into Murray's Corner, that is. 2x2, Noah's Ark formation here. Drivers all heated up and ready to go. We see that BMW leading the pack currently. Jacob Padberg next to him in the 888 Honda. Then Nate Lamlin in the number 11 BMW. As we round Murray's Corner here, I think it's a little bit before we go green here. Cars gonna be getting ready. Once again, 2x2. We're green here at Bathurst. Cars underway, getting ready, diving down to Hell's Corner. Padberg, not the best start, but gets a good lunge onto Faluna, but not quite has to defend. There's contact between Nate Lamlin and Padberg. Padberg stranded, everyone having to navigate around him there. And there's yellow flags. Oh no. Oh no. Quinn Smith. Oh no, no, no. This is bad. Probably easier to tell who wasn't in a crash there than was. Looking like everyone coming out fairly light damage-wise. But, yeah. Jed Engelman here. Or Jeremy Engelman. Wait. Okay. I'm gonna be honest, I didn't know that. Anyways, Jet, Jeremy. Benefiting from that massively, I think, as well. Not sure who was the massive beneficiary there. I think it was P2 and 3 that collided there. I didn't even go back and check it out. There was so much that happened. But we see Professor Kenotis in P11 here. Currently going down chase. We see there, I think that's the McLaren of Turner holding up this pack. Oh man, and as you can see just how difficult it is to control these cars here. See more yellow flags, 210. Versosa rise. Oh man, we see drivers getting, I think Kevin Yu returning to pits there. This not being the cleanest first lap. Ooh. But around the outside, looking like wants to make an attempt there. Kenneth Smith on Chronotis. What's happening in the front? Great question. Ricky didn't have the best qualifying, and I think Ricky also got murdered in this. Yes, everything is on fire. The front, though, is looking all right. Brian Faluna, who was leading the way at the start, currently still leading. Yeah, I don't think there's going to be a red flag. I think it is a little too late for that. We see drivers making their first pit stop, well, first and only pit stop, repairing damage and whatnot. There's still plenty of time to make up in this race. That's the thing. That didn't look like a lot of drivers had too much damage. It was just a lot of bumping. A lot of bumping and bruising. It happens. And we see Chris McNichol chasing down Tyler Marlowe. This track, not exactly rife of... Oh no! That could have been tragic there as we go on board with Chris McNichol as he brushed the outside wall, or the inside wall at the time. And I don't know how that didn't unsettle the car. But he managed to hold on to that. That was quite the scare, I would imagine, for him. Behind him, we see Will Collin there, defending from Jeremy Engelman here. That Ferrari going to be heading down to the cutting. The chase. Why do I always do that? Said it with a question for a reason. Oh, the Ferrari getting really out of shape onto the grass. Has a massive moment of oversteer. Saves it though. Rejoins the track very safely. Second behind. Has to work for that overtake again. We see Ali Raza on Gage Gonzalez though. See if this leads anywhere. And actually, I want to see Case Schutte. I think going down the... or getting overtaken there by Ricardo Sapien. See if he is going to stand by it. I think Elmer there going around the inside of turn 1. There isn't contact. Casey Schutte holding that momentum, keeping that position, going out onto the grass to defend. And wow, we see there Elmer not giving up that Nissan, trying to get around that Audi at all cost here. That Audi holding up this pack right now. At least the pack for P21, P20. See, I'm still yet to find the best camera angle. I think Helicam is probably the best camera angle for this. But then when we go into the trees here, it just goes into the trees. See yellow flags? Oh no, that's yellow flag for Marlowe. Oh, come on, just let me select him, please. What happened? Well, I think it's pretty obvious to see what happened, but we'll go back and see it anyways. Alright, we won't, never mind. We tried. I would imagine he clipped the inside wall. Actually, that's at the very beginning. He must have went wide onto the gravel and clipped the outside wall and kind of went around, and he's still stranded there, actually. Now just turning around. Unfortunate. See DeMarcus Rogers here on I'm Not Jimmy. See if he can make anything of it. See yellow flag 3 car. Tyler Marlowe still, actually, that's still Tyler Marlowe struggling. DeMarcus Rogers here in the Honda, now defending from Jarek Snyder. I think Jarek Snyder getting involved in that massive incident earlier. Oh, and we see side-by-side action from the 2 McLarens. 3 wide, that is, actually. Up ahead, we got Aaron Kuhn, Brian Turner, and I'm Not Jimmy. I'm Not Jimmy sticking it down the inside, makes contact with the McLaren. The McLaren goes wide onto the rumble strips and loses like 4 positions. Make that 5. I don't think he's going to be too thrilled with that. We tried. Yeah. Oh! And there we see actually Turner not giving up to Sapien there, and Casey Schutte trying to go down the inside, or outside, excuse me, but then gets swamped down the inside by Nate Lamlin. Nate Lamlin would probably be one to stick with here. Mike Burkov as well. These drivers having to make their way, I think getting involved in that incident early. Let's hop on board with Mike Burkov here as we go through the mountain sector. As you can see, just staying in 4th gear there, struggling to stay behind these drivers. Well, not struggling to stay behind them, just struggling to not hit them. As this is it's a notoriously difficult track to follow on. And I know no one did the hydration thing, but chat, stay hydrated. I need it. Alrighty, much better. Hydrated and ready to go. Coming down the Conrad straight. There we go. Hydrate, perfect. Remember to stay hydrated, chat. And now we are going to see Mike Burkov here trying to make the move. Going to go down the inside, makes a look, thinks better of it on the Nissan there of Elmer. And hear that Ferrari crackling as the fuel goes into that exhaust. And actually, Mike Burkov looking like he has a little bit of damage. I'm not sure if he's struggling for pace here. We see a driver off into the grass. I think that was was that Nause Schlieder? I think that was Nause Schlieder, and actually losing a position to Casey Schutte. But side by side, he's gonna have the inside line to be a massive send if he went for that. Oh, he is in front of, okay, Casey Schutte falling, no, getting in front of him. Elmer as well getting in front. Now Schlieder struggling for pace. Oh no, Ricardo Sapien! Did he get helped into the barrier there? Let's see. I think that he maybe... Oh, he just got on the throttle too early. Oh, and he manages to find a slip road to safely tuck into and wait for drivers to go by. And he's even going to wait here for Tyler Marlowe to go by. That, you hate to see that, man. Just an unfortunate, easy mistake to make in that. Luckily didn't collect anyone. Do want to see here, I'm Not Jimmy chasing down Aaron Kuhn. Gonna be wanting to make a move relatively soon here, I would imagine. That was really good sportsmanship. No, that's true. Tucking into that slip road, and a lot of drivers would have not done that and caused a massive incident. And there we go. I'm Not Jimmy, though. Gonna go around the outside of Murray's corner. Will he go late enough on the brakes? He does. Gets a nose down the inside, or outside, and gets that overtake done. Goes the long way around. And there we see, I think that's Jacob. Is that Jacob Hadberg? No, that's DeMarcus Rogers there as well, going down the inside. They avoid, oh, they might have actually made a little bit of contact there to DeMarcus Rogers, and is that Aaron Kuhn. Aaron Kuhn actually losing out massively there, so I think he did make contact a little bit. And even, I think that's Turner getting by, or Snyder, excuse me, getting by. Now, gonna be going for Turner. DeMarcus Rogers chasing after I'm Not Jimmy, or more probably just trying to stick with him, I think. It's Nate Lamlin right on their tail. Nate Lamlin, a driver with a lot of pace, but it doesn't matter how much pace you have, it is one thing to overtake on this track, that's for sure. That was like a terrible analogy, but it gets the point across. And we see here Nate Lamlin trying to go down. Oh my goodness, this is a spot you do not want to see overtakes on a lot of the time. DeMarcus Rogers going onto the grass, being very respectful. Nate Lamlin, extremely bold overtake and makes it stick. Respect. Whew. I've seen some very bad outcomes from very similar moves, but Nate Lamlin skilled enough to get that done, and DeMarcus Rogers as well, being respectful enough. We see George Elmer here chasing down Turner. We'll see here. I think Turner is going to have the run down the straight even. Get that overtake done before the chicane. As they go side by side into the chicane, he's going to be on the outside. Did he go late enough on the brakes? Not quite. Trying to go for the switchback. Oh, into the grass! And we see round goes Bronson Turner, and he got hit by Mike Burkov. Oh, Mike Burkov gets collected in that. I want to see this from Mike Burkov's perspective on board here. As we see there, the McLaren going around onto the grass. Mike Burkov just, oh, and he gets clipped on the rear end. Oh, just, yeah, wow. An innocent bystander, gets collected in that and just becomes a passenger, unfortunately. Jarek Snyder making a move on DeMarcus Rogers. Not quite, though. DeMarcus Rogers going to be sticking it out long enough, or at least for right now. I'm Not Jimmy there ahead, chasing down Nate Lamlin. See if anything comes of that. I'm not sure which drivers have damage at this point, as there's, well, once again, probably more drivers that have damage than don't. But as they come into the pits, they should be getting that repaired. And Jarek Snyder very content behind the mountain section here, just to stay, wait for an opportunity. DeMarcus Rogers. Oh, Provolone on the... Oh, and he returns to pits. Oh no, what happened to Provolone here? Oh, wow, that's a hard impact. Just clipping the corner of Griffith's Mount. And that's enough to shatter that windshield and have a massive impact with the barrier. Yeah, Ricky Rocket Scott currently P19, doing what he can. Overall in his class, he's sitting down in P3678, so not terrible. Still yet to pit. A lot of drivers around, well, everyone around him yet to pit right now. But he's got a bit of ground to make up before he catches Eric Gakosian. See if he can manage to get there. Oh no, yellow flag from Aaron Kuhn. Keeps it out of the barrier, but what happened? And there, I think that is Ricky Rocket Scott ahead of him. Ooh, and he clips the curb and just goes around following and does manage, like I say, to keep it out of the barrier, so not the worst. Just loses a bit of time on that. Could have been a lot worse. DeMarcus Rogers here still holding on to Jarek Snyder. He caught DeMarcus Rogers caught up to I'm Not Jimmy. I don't even know how. I can't even verbalize things anymore. But I'm Not Jimmy pushing away. DeMarcus Rogers, though, driving extremely well. Jarek Snyder not able to overtake him. As they go down the mountain once again here. Oh no! DeMarcus Rogers outbrakes himself and hits the wall. Let's go back and see that one more time from the onboard. Coming into Skyline here. Looks good so far, but oh, and he just... Ooh! Quite the impact. Mountain's out for blood every day. I don't think there's a day that it isn't. We see here now Schletter getting by Chris Rise, lapping him, that is. A bit further up, we see Fallon here chasing down Mostachero. Not sure. Actually, a little bit further back, we even see Tyler Marlowe here on Aaron Kuhn. As they have now come out of the mountain section, so no worries of crashing this lap on the mountain. Here we go, Tyler Marlowe down the inside, going to the chicane. Gonna have the overspeed, and we see, oh, that's just the camera angle. Okay, we're fine. Aaron Kuhn holding on for now. Breaks late enough, keeps that inside line. Tyler Marlowe not able to capitalize just yet. Coming into the final corner now. We'll see if he can get the run into turn one, as he is right on the bumper. Gonna try to send it down the inside here. Late enough on the brakes. Can he make it stick on track? He can. Gets that overtake done nice and handily. Now, open road ahead for Tyler Marlowe. Aaron Kuhn gonna try to keep up. We see drivers behind them making their pit stops. Quinn Smith going in the pits. Jed Engelman as well. A bit further ahead here, Nate Lamlin on Patrick McNichol. Currently, Mike Burkov a lap down after getting involved in quite a few incidents, unfortunately. Holding these guys up for right now, but not too much, as we now see Nate Lamlin going to be taking the long way around. Gets in front of him easily. Now has Mike Burkov to lap. See here if any other drivers are going to be coming in the pits. Surprised to see them coming in this early. It pretty much has to be for damage, I would imagine. Mike Burkov there getting out of the way. It's unfortunate, hindering his race just a little bit. But that leaves Nate Lamlin to chase down Cronotis up ahead. Back here, we see Casey Schutte chasing down Nate Lamlin. No, Niall Schletter, excuse me, not Nate Lamlin. I'm looking at the wrong. See here, if Casey Schutte can get anything done, showing really good pace in this Audi thus far. As we come through Quarry into the cutting. Has to lift off very early. Just very content staying where he's at for right now. Doesn't want to challenge anything into the mountain, as we've seen so many drivers thus far end up in the barrier. And a lot of those drivers, now that I notice, that are a lap behind, have actually pit, which makes it. Oh no! What? We see Casey Schutte taken to the escape road along with Chris Rise, and Casey Schutte losing it. And he's now jackknifed, and Chris Rise, and Casey Schutte returns to pit. What the heck just happened? So Niall Schletter loses it, and chaos ensues. I think that's the best way of putting it. Eric Gakassian now going down the inside of Niall Schletter. What just happened? There's still an hour left to go in this race. There's over an hour left to go. What am I even talking about? Nate Lamlin here chasing down, who is this, Cronotis? Gonna be going down the inside of Quarry, making it nice and easy. Yeah, a lot of drivers still to make their pit stops, as we see Niall Schletter coming in after that. I don't blame him. We see Rock, oh no, taking out the poly start. Ricky Rocket Scott, where are you going? Oh no. He's turned into a rocket. He's taking out all the polystyrene. He's flat out. I don't think this man's at the wheel. I don't think he has control. Oh! Oh. And he's back in the pits. Oh, Ricky Rocket Scott became an absolute heat-seeking missile temporarily. That looked like a technical issue. I don't think that was intentional. Jarek Snyder there taken to the escape road. I want to go back and see what happened there. That bumper of Jarek Snyder. Oh man, that bonnet's not fully attached. But Jarek Snyder here coming into Skyline. Forgets to use the middle pedal. You know what? It happens. Did his power steering give out? Man, that was... Where his... Like his throttle stuck and his power steering gave out. It's very unfortunate timing for those two errors to happen simultaneously. But I want to see here, if we go on board with Versosa, I will imagine we'll see the remnants of Ricky Rocket Scott's endeavors off the track here. Is there any polystyrene left over? Looks like the marshals have done a great job cleaning it up. Versosa down the inside. Nice. Oh, but Eric Gakassian gonna fight it back though. Trying to carry that momentum. But not quite. Backs out. Tries to make a little bit of a switchback actually. Goes back down the inside. Doesn't make anything of it though. Nice attempt from Eric Gakassian. But Versosa getting that done. See if Eric Gakassian can keep that pace, as there's a lot of, well, there's some cars to lap behind. So we'll see if Eric Gakassian can make anything of that using the lapped traffic to the advantage, or the lapping traffic to the advantage. But I do want to see a bit further up. Nate Lamlin here. Coming on the mountain. I think he is going to get this overtake on Kenneth Smith here in the 357 Aston Martin for that 8th place right now. See here that 11 BMW powerhouse down the straight. Actually, not quite. Looking a little slow today. Could be. That fight back. I think, yeah, Eric Gakassian still yet to catch. And we can return to that one in a little bit. But I do want to see here. Nate Lamlin going to be trying to set up as much momentum around the final corner to get that send into hell corner. Goes tucks down the inside. Late on the brakes. And a textbook's overtake there from Nate Lamlin. Gets by with ease. So now jumping back, Eric Gakassian here. Chasing down Versosa. And actually, behind that, I think that's Versosa, or no, that's Marlowe. Currently holding up this lap traffic a little bit. No, Niall Schleter struggling to stay on the track once again, taking the rally route. Man's in the dirt. It happens. It happens. To the best of us, mainly to the worst of us. But it happens. Eric Gakassian here, trying to push along to catch up to Versosa. Currently trying to keep within that second for right now. And actually, while we're waiting... Oh, no, Ollie Raza! Makes a mistake. Oh, and he's sideways on the track. Is he going to get out of the way in time? It looks like he is. Going to rejoin safely. What happened? On his own here, he just forgets the middle pedal and goes straight. Whoa, that is not the racing line, Ollie Raza. I hate to break it to you. Just going straight on in the final chicane, or penultimate chicane. I don't know what you would want to call that. Into the chase, I suppose. Dinner time? Sounds good. Get out of here, Altrit. Cool. No problem. Nate Lamlin here caught up to Fallon. Gonna be tucking down the inside. Oh, wow. And closes that gap up very hard. You see there, Fallon not giving up. Let's hop on board with Lamlin. Lamlin, who was caught up in that incident earlier. Well, that incident earlier, I suppose he was caught up in the lap 1, turn 1 incident. Oh, and getting very close there, having to lift off. But keeping with that Porsche, coming into Skyline here. Wow, lifts off massively, just takes it slow, knows he can't do anything here. This is not the part of the track to overtake. Wow, that BMW slipping and sliding everywhere. Nate Lamlin making that look easy. I think we started with 33 drivers. We're down to 32. So far, only one driver retiring. Not the worst result for a Bathurst. And with the massive overspeed there, Nate Lamlin going to get the overtake done well before the corner even starts. That was a very easy overtake. I don't know either. I don't know how you can get that close. Especially, like I said, I drive the McLaren. I don't trust myself that close. I think my car is just going to float into someone. Aaron Kuhn, though, handling that McLaren very well so far. Guy Smelly chasing him down right now. Taking that alternate line, going to be trying to carry the speed. It's very risky to do there. I don't like taking the wide line, as there pretty much is only one line going through Forest Elbow. And trying to go round the long way typically ends up with you in the outside barrier, or having to lift massively. Guy Smelly here, though, trying to set up his overtake. Oh, and actually makes a very easy one because Aaron Kuhn gives that position up. Runs off the track. And also, Quinn Smith gets by. So, very nice and easy overtake for those two. Quinn Smith now going to be attacking onto Guy Smelly. Guy Smelly yet to pit. Quinn Smith has. So Quinn Smith, I'm not sure if he took tires or not. Oh, and he's signaling. I don't know why he's signaling to the right there. That's, I mean, yeah, you know, it works, but hey. Nate Lamlin here on Mostachero, storming his way through this field. Still has to make a pit stop, though. That is one thing that is going to have a... Ooh. He has no issue overtaking there into the chase. Extremely comfortable with that BMW. And now, Mike Burkhoff as well down here. I think going to be easy overtake there on Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt getting out of the way very quickly. Not sure what was going on there. Let's race Tyler. Well, thank you. Much appreciated. Thank you for the follow. And while we're... Actually, we see here Ollie Raza on Eric Gakassian. I was going to say, while we're waiting for some action, we got some action. Not... Oh, no, that's going to be a big one. Oh, Ollie Raza gets it stopped in time. Oh, I need to see that from the onboard. Ollie Raza going down the inside there into the chase. Oh, his car just gets slightly out of shape and he clips the inside curb. Just maybe too much steering input at first. I'm not sure. That was very unfortunate. Aaron Kuhn now going to be trying to get by, but I think Ollie Raza is not going to let that one happen. Yes. Oh, and Mostachero is facing the wrong direction in the wrong part of the track to do so. He looks like he's in a fairly safe spot. What happened here? Oh, just clobbers the inside curb of Skyline. Kills the car even. Wow. I'm not sure if he killed the car. I don't think you can kill the Porsche now that I think about it. I think that has a anti-stall or whatever you want to call it. But that wasn't the greatest. And, oh, yeah, that Porsche not looking to be in the best condition. Oh, wow, struggling. I think we're probably going to see Andreas here make a pit stop this lap, if I had to guess. Well, I guessed wrong. Man's staying out. Yellow flag from Sarah Stant here. Looks like she's all right. Had a bit of a moment in the gravel. Go back and see what happened just because. Oh, never mind. She goes straight into there, sideways into the barrier, keeps it flat. I'll give her credit there. She kept it flat after clobbering the barrier, but did lose control of the car. Has made her pit stop as well, so that damage, she would have to make another pit stop if she wanted to get rid of it. Kenneth Smith here, chasing after Fallon. I think Fallon currently lapping faster, but Kenneth Smith, we'll see if he can catch up through the mountain sector. A very nice livery from Kenneth Smith. Very shiny Aston Martin. And actually keeping the exact same distance the whole time. Masticero in the pits this lap, though. And now while we're waiting for some battling, why don't we take a look at the standings for the season. So these are the Sunday standings. We can see here. These are the driver standings. Currently, Padberg leading the way. Currently, the race is Brian Faluna leading Gage Gonzalez ahead of Chris McNichol. Those are the current 1, 2, 3. And we see where the other ones, or where everyone else is currently standing. And we also can take a look at their team standings as well here. Puerto Rico Esport Racing Club, or E-Racing Club, leading currently by a fair margin. Not too much, but a good amount. But back to the ACC action here. We see side by side there, I think that's Masticero and Lamlin, or Fallon. Excuse me. Masticero lap behind after making this pit stop. We see Elmer, the yellow flag, facing the wrong way around turn 1. How did that happen? Too much curb? Breaks the 50. Looking good. What a weird crash. I don't really know what to say. I don't really know what happened there. Yeah, that was a very interesting one. Ollie Raza here, going down the inside of Guy Smelly. The final corner there. Kenneth Smith chasing down Masticero, but needs to get ahead of Masticero. Probably here on the Conrad Straight, and then we'll continue chasing down Fallon. Snyder following Padberg currently. Padberg looking like his pace coming out of the pits, not quite the best. Lapping at 2:04.1s. Currently, Faluna lapping at a 2:02.5. Gage Gonzalez lapping at a 2:03.4. And Chris McNichol lapping at a 2:03.8. Those were their last laps. Brian Faluna with the fastest lap overall at a 2:02.1 currently. And as we wait for these pit stop battles to finish out here, it's not too many battles on track right now. Nate Lamlin here catching up to Will Collin. That'll happen probably within a lap or two. But other than that, not too much going on. Which circuit is next round? That's a great question. Let me figure that out for you. So next race, this race is obviously Bathurst. Next race is going to be Indy. It's going to be a double header at Indy. So it will be two 30-minute, or it will be a 30-minute race and a 45-minute race next week. I know that was something I was thinking about having, was a little pop-up for that as well, but it sounds like a lot of work. Well, Colin here, gonna be getting overtaken by Nate Lamlin. I know that said that was gonna happen in a lap or two. Well, looks like it's happening. And happening quite easily. Eric Gakosian here, it looks like he got overtaken by Quinn Smith. Quinn Smith getting a little out of shape on the curbing, but I think he should be able to hold that position. Versosa, that's not where you want to be. All right, have fun lurking, Apple. Oh, that's a sad sight. All good, all good. Appreciate you being here. Ooh, over so that car, and he has already made his pit stop. Oh, awesome. Notice is going to stay with Eric G. Sweet. Eric G, where is he at? I know I saw him. Where's he currently at in this race? Sitting up here in P12. Hasn't made his pit stop yet. Ah, that makes sense. That makes sense. Uh-oh, yellow flag from Mostachero. Looks like he made quick fix of it. Not the worst. He's made his pit stop. Not too much damage. He's working on it. Okay, Apollo makes a lot more sense. Oh no, KTM. Wait, did they quit from real life? Man, there are no battles on track right now. We can appreciate some lovely liveries, though. That is one thing we can do. Currently, Brian Faluna, and you know what? We can look through the leaders. Do a quick grid rundown while we're at it here. Brian Faluna leading the pack. Gage Gonzalez, a little bit behind him. About 2.5 seconds, or 5 seconds behind Faluna. Nate Lamlin down in third position after... Wow. Nate Lamlin in third position after getting taken out in the first turn down to like essentially last place, and he's already made up all the way up to third. Wow. All right. Will Collin down here in fourth. Got Ross Fallon, fifth place in that Murica 55 Porsche. Gotta love it. Oh. I'm sure they can figure that out. I'm not sure. Yeah, I know, Nate Lamlin. I know. I have no idea how he managed to do that. Cronotis, though, in sixth. All right. Lovely race so far from Cronotis. Still yet to pit, but has a 37-second gap to Tyler Marlowe, who also has yet to pit. So, actually, Cronotis looking really good in the position hunt right now. Just has to keep it on track. And Nate Lamlin 34 seconds off of Gage Gonzalez. So actually looking like he's getting caught up in traffic a little bit. Oh, Guy Smelly, what happened? Going slow. Looked like might have been a bit of contact there. No, never mind. He's just off in the... He's doing donuts in the grass. Don't mind him. But Eric Gakosian, I think, is catching up to Kenneth Smith. We're into the cutting here. Can hop on board with him. Why not? Lovely. Flat out through here. Gonna stick in 4th gear up to 5th. Has to make a massive lift. Huh, it's very interesting to watch a lap of air. Oh! Maybe need a little bit more ABS there, Eric. Locking up. Holy cow. No one told me that. I mean, that sounds fine. Actually sounds really cool. Wait, that's tomorrow. Are you sure that's not next week's? We see Ali Raza right behind Eric Gakosian there. And Eric getting past there. We see Niall Schlieder going into the pits. Fallon coming out. Ricky Rocket Scott with a very battered and bruised McLaren. Let me see, I'm gonna check. Starting. Is it on, is it on SimGrid? I'm not seeing it on SimGrid. Unless I'm blind, which is very possible. Brian Faluna in the pits, our race leader, preliminary race leader, now down to 3rd. Gage Gonzalez leading this race for right now till he makes his stop. Drivers going to be coming in as we're halfway through this race, 45 minutes in. So drivers using about half their fuel. Nate Lamlin in the pits. Chris McNichol chasing down Eric Gakosian here. Chris McNichol has boxed. Taking that alternate line, gonna be cutting really close. Eric taking not the greatest line. This is gonna give the exit here to Chris. He should have easy work here, but that BMW is fast. But Eric Gakosian, they're signaling to the left, saying that he's gonna stay on that side, giving Chris McNichol the racing line. Okay, Wes, is that on SimGrid though? Because I'm not seeing that. Or where can I see that information? Events and announcements, I would imagine I can. Monday rookies? I'm not seeing. Where's this 10-hour special at, Wes? Or is it hosted by another community? Okay, there's the Phantom Cup. Is that what this is? No. Dude, I'm not seeing this. Can you, where is the, can you link me this like on Discord or something? I am not finding this 10-hour Halloween race. Niall, thank you for the raiding party. Much appreciated. This race currently a bit in the lull right now as we actually, you know what? We have some action. People have now come out of the pits here. We see I'm Not Jimmy chasing down Guy Smelly here. And making decent time of it here. He's gonna currently Guy Smelly yet to pit in that Honda. See here if I'm Not Jimmy can. Oh, that sucks. Well, I hope you have a good night now. Thanks for joining us at least, and thank you for the raid, much appreciated. And I hope you have a good night. And there we go, as we see Ollie Raza down the inside. Gets that overtake done nice and easy. See Paddy McNichol, currently sitting in P13. Got a bit to go to catch up. Oh, much appreciated, Niall. Rest well, man. Tyler Marlowe here coming out of the pits. We'll see where he comes out. Looks like he is going to come out into action. Nothing against crossing the pit line. No rules on that. Going to be chasing down Jarek Snyder pretty much right away there. But Ollie Raza coming up the mountain is chasing Kenneth Smith right now. Oh, yellow flag from Sarah Stant. Again? Nope. Okay, she's fine. Let's go back to Ollie Raza here. Camera angles. Absolutely lovely tonight. And Ollie Raza. Wow, that Honda squirming coming through that final sector. That, excuse me, not the final sector. That's the forest elbow through the dipper, I think is what it's called. Yeah, I don't know. I must be because I'm 99% sure I see Nürburgring as the race tomorrow. I don't know if there might be a 10-hour. I don't know where it is though, or who's hosting it. If it is, I don't think it's us. Jumping on board with Ollie Raza now as he's fighting that Honda. And also battling Kenneth Smith at the same time. Kenneth Smith yielding though. Kenneth Smith in a different class, so I don't necessarily blame him. Not going to fight. Thinks that he's more beneficial to follow, which in 38 minutes left, I think is probably the smart choice. Up ahead though, we see Chronotis chasing down Fallon. Chronotis having a great race. Already pit, 7th position. So far has had a clean bumper. Looking for that P6 right now. See if Fallon has the pace to keep it. Up the road, they got about 4 seconds till they can catch up to Will Collin. But if they scrap for too long here, that will put them into the grips of Ollie Raza very, very quickly. Ollie Raza probably has the pace anyways. Ricky Rocket. Oh no. I'm sorry, this is more important. Oh, but he's crashed for more than 15 seconds. Ricky Rocket Scott. Looks like at Forest Elbow there. It's a very sad spot to see a McLaren. Chronotis here, falling into the grips of Ollie Raza. And imagine we'll let him by fairly soon, and then hopefully we'll use Ollie Raza to chase down Fallon. Lord West, I'm sorry. I do not know what you're talking about right now. Oh, Phantom Porsche. Okay, no, okay, that makes more sense. That makes sense. Okay, yes. That is correct. Chris McNichol here. Oh, that's all right. Come on, Kenneth Smith. You gotta fight a little bit. I mean, I get it. He's doing the smart thing for the race, but it's the boring thing. Cronotis here has caught up to Fallon a bit more, but not the place to catch up. This is, you're pretty much just gonna have to sit and wait more or less here. Slight lift. As you can see, the difference here, I mean, I watched Eric Gossi about 40 minutes ago at this point, but just the difference in, I don't want to say skill and confidence because that sounds rude, but yeah, I mean, Cronotis here is showing very good pace, is I guess the point that I'm trying to prove. Cronotis is a split 2 driver, currently in P7 and chasing down a split 1 driver of Fallon. Ollie Raza here behind in that Honda, catching very quickly. I think is going to be getting a little impatient, I would imagine. Ollie Raza, not one to be known for being impatient, though, honestly. I think he's a fairly calm-headed individual. We see a driver there going in the pits. I think that was Patrick McNichol, or was that Chris? I think that was Chris Nope, that's Patrick McNichol. Oh, Ricardo Sapien again. Facing the wrong direction on the track in the mountain sector. This has just been Ricardo's nemesis today. Wow, this is a big old train of cars. Fallon here, defending. Not too hard, though. Cronotis down the inside, thinks better of it. Ollie Raza quick to respond to that, though, and says, you go for that? Well, I'm just going to go for it as well. Thank you very much. And now Cronotis under pressure from Chris McNichol. They make contact. Chris McNichol's round and jackknifed into the wall. Let's go back and see that one more time here from the helicam. Cronotis, oh, unfortunately, they just make a little bit of contact there, and that sends Chris McNichol into a spot you never want to be. Oh, and he does avoid contact there from Patrick McNichol as well. Very unfortunate. Nonetheless, though, back underway. 33 minutes to go. Just got to get your head down. Keep rolling. That's all you can do. Ollie Raza now chasing Fallon. Professor Cronotis bit further behind after that. Ollie Raza chasing down Fallon. And I guess, once again here, come to a little bit of a lull. It's standings time. You know what time it is. Let's take a look at the standings. Voila. There we are. Driver's standings for Sunday League. Very lovely. Take a nice look at it. Where's your favorite driver at? Post it in chat. Love to hear it. And then the teams as well. These are where their teams are sitting. Puerto Rico Esport Racing. Puerto E-Club E-Racing. I don't know why I say sport always. They're not esports. Not yet. Not just yet. But currently leading the way in this field. And leading the way in this race is Brian Faluna. Behind Brian Faluna is going to be Gage Gonzalez. And then Nate Lamlin, who has... I mean, Nate Lamlin basically has gone from last to third. Has lost time. He's currently lapping quite a bit slower than Gage Gonzalez. About 2 seconds a lap slower. 44 seconds off from him. So not looking like he's going to be catching him anytime soon, barring any massive mistakes. But simultaneously, he's pulled 9 seconds ahead of Quinn Smith, which is, well, quite impressive. Chris McNichol here chasing down his fellow McNichol. I would assume they're relatives. You hear the split 2 driver leading the split 1 driver currently. I would imagine that's going to change relatively soon. We see the 84 cars, Ricky Scott. No, not again. Ricky Rocket Scott. He's a rocket to the barrier, unfortunately, this time. And there he is, rejoining the track. Not that I'm watching him, but just watching on the radar. Oh, and these two, I don't see team orders between these two. I think these McNichols here, this McNichol Racing team, I know that's not what it's called, but that's what I'm calling it. Even though they're not even in the same car. But no, there looks like there is some team orders there. Patrick getting out of the way. And Chris making it by very easily. Fallon up ahead, chasing down Ollie Raza. Actually, I think that it should be the other way around. I think Ollie Raza got by Fallon. Unless I don't know. We'll see. Fallon currently not quite lapping to the pace of Ollie Raza. We see yellow flag as well. Oh, Ricky Rocket Scott. The man. The myth. And mostly the myth this race. It looks like he's coming to a stop. This looks like some severe damage, unfortunately. Up ahead, though. Ollie Raza chasing down Will Collin. This is some team battle here. I don't know if we'll see any team orders. I think that bonnet of Will Collin is not fully attached. And Ollie Raza doesn't really care. He's sending it down the inside and gets that overtake done immediately. A very textbook Ollie Raza move there. And that NSX. And we see Ricky's rocket. The gravel. Poor Ricky. Fallon sticking with Ollie Raza for right now. And Professor Chronotis going to be right behind Fallon as well. So barring... well, not right behind. 2 seconds behind, so fell off a little bit. But we'll see here. Fallon, I think, has the pace. He's been at least showing it that he might want to be overtaking Fallon here relatively soon. Or Collin, excuse me. Will Fallon's going to be wanting to take Collin relatively soon. Last lap. Collin lapping at a 2:07 after running wide, after letting Ollie Raza by. Whoa! I need to go back and see. Did Will Collin just go into the barrier there? Oh, yes, he did. I think he made contact with the barrier twice. Luckily, he is not facing the wrong way, as many other drivers are, or were in this track that did a very similar error. Tyler Marlowe here chasing down Patrick McNichol. Into Skyline they go. Biding his time is Tyler Marlowe. Waiting for a good opportunity to get that done. Got 26 minutes left to go here. And actually, I want to see here Will Collin getting overtaken by Chronotis. What happened here? I want to go back. Chronotis down the inside. Will Collin looking like he's getting out of the way. I think he has sustained some damage on that Red Bull Racing Honda. And he comes into the pits for a second time to repair that damage. That is not the strategy. Two-stop strategy is not optimal here at Bathurst in this hour-and-a-half race. Brian Faluna leading the way currently. Lapping extremely well. Gage Gonzalez in second, and Nate Lamlin down in third after an incredible comeback. Nate Lamlin getting essentially annihilated on the first lap after making contact in turn 1 and making his way all the way back through the field up into P3. See here, Jacob Padberg we're following along with behind Mostachero. And I think that is Will Collin right there coming out onto the straight. That is not the greatest time for him, I would imagine, when it comes to Mostachero. I don't think he's too happy with that. And Padberg as well, now stuck behind him. And he's going to try to squeeze out. There's contact. Oh, and he's out of control, the Porsche. Mostachero trying to hold on. He does manage to hold on. Holy cow. I mean, I got to go back and see that. That was nuts. I mean, they're still battling, and I know that. And I didn't really want to... I had to see that. Oh, come on. There we are. So Andreas Mostachero, after going for a little bit of a Code Brown moment there, now goes into Skyline. And probably a bit more sane, I would imagine, after that. That was... He probably wasn't too thrilled with what just happened. Padberg coming out on top, though. Yes, that was some aggressive driving. I'm not sure if that was strategically... I don't know. That's hard to tell. But that is good. That's a good thought, I will say. I'm not sure. Mostachero, though, chasing down Will Collin now. And about 15 seconds behind is Eric Gakosian. Driving a fairly decent race. Currently sitting down in 18th. 30 drivers here left in this race. We see some drivers in the pits currently. Ricky Scott and Chris Rise. Hopefully we see Ricky Scott come to the finish line. There's 20 minutes left. I want to see him cross it. It has not been the race for him. He has been the aggressor to polystyrene barriers and himself more than anyone else in this race. But no one deserves to go out like that. Not sure if he will be rejoining or not. Mostachero still chasing down Collin, though, coming into the mountain sector. Going to be very difficult to gain too much ground here. That Porsche, especially, doesn't look like it's the greatest through this sector. I think that Honda looks way more planted. I could be wrong. Maybe that's just my bias against the Porsche. But I think that rear engine car a little heavy through here, having to lift a lot more. But that acceleration, though, is good. Man, I clench every time going into Skyline. A very good end of the sector there for Mostachero, but it looks like Collin also had a pretty good end. I can confirm I'm driving it wrong. Yes, that I knew. That's fair. I am not a Porsche driver at heart. I like the McLaren. Whoa, what happened here? Gage Gonzalez is caught up with Brian Faluna. We have a battle for first place all of a sudden. Let's jump on board with him, as actually he has the overspeed right now on Brian Faluna in this lap traffic. Is he going to send it down the inside? He thinks better of it. Brian Faluna covering that off massively. We see this BMW here covering off the Honda, coming into the mountain sector. This is where we're going to see some real skill from these drivers. In fact, I'll just shut up for this mountain sector and let you guys watch them. Whoa, man, yeah, that Honda sounding like a barking dog as it comes down the hill there. Gets a really good exit, maybe almost too good, scrubs off some speed even. Jarek Snyder up ahead of them. Gonna be getting lapped momentarily in that AMG. Gage Gonzalez with some serious pace right now. Brian Faluna last lap lapping in a 209, so making a big mistake last lap. I'm not sure what happened. Gage Gonzalez going to be setting up this next lap, hopefully to get this overtake. I think he's hoping that something similar happens on the straight to what happened when Will Collin came out of the pits, where we get Brian Faluna getting held up a little bit by Jarek Snyder, and Brian Faluna saying, hey Jarek, I need you to get out of my way, I have a missile behind me. And that missile is going to be tucking down the inside. Will he go late on the brakes? Gage Gonzalez not late enough. And they have now caught up to Jarek Snyder in the worst possible way. This is not where you want to catch lapped traffic. Jarek Snyder, though, gets out of the way extremely nicely for them. That he didn't have to do that. He almost did, though. I think that those drivers would have pushed him off the track if he didn't. But yeah, it's I was very respectful of Jarek Snyder. Gage Gonzalez can now get on with it. Brian Faluna having to defend, and Brian Faluna's on the grass. Gage Gonzalez having to go round the outside, attacking in a sector he does not want to attack on, and thinks better of it. Brian Faluna manages to cover that mistake off for right now. As they come down the hill once again onto the Conrad straight. Oh no, why'd you withdraw from the series, man? That sucks. Well, anyways, I do wish you luck in any other series that you do take part in, and wish you the best. Oh, Professor Kenoda's here. You know what? Congratulations for dropping the league. I can't, you know, it's a fairly good reason. But hopefully we see you back, man. Hey, we appreciate that. If you do find any other spare time, there are plenty of leagues, so love to see you back at any point. But congratulations to you and your wife's business, though. Or you and your wife for the business, not congratulations to... Well, you get the point. Oh, man, okay. Gage Gonzalez. There's two battles to keep an eye on here. Cronotis and Gage Gonzalez. Gage Gonzalez is attacking in a spot that normally you wouldn't attack. But I don't think he cares. Yes, send it. I think Gage Gonzalez, he has 15 or 16 and a half minutes to go. Plenty of time to get that overtake. And he has the pace to keep up with Faluna. I'm not sure if Faluna, when he made that mistake a few laps ago, sustained any damage from it. We got some Gage supporters in chat as well. Currently, Puerto Rico E-Racing Club leading the team standings. Is Faluna racing the older BMW? I don't know. It has big scoops down the middle. And then Nate Lamlin's. Never mind. Oh, okay. Oh, come on, Ricky. You had a really good battle. Yeah, we'll call it a battle with the polystyrene barriers. No, I don't blame you. I always skip this track too. I'm not gonna lie. This was the one track that I was like, oh, I'm gonna be working. Oh no. Oh, Gage Gonzalez taking the curbs massively. It's a very difficult track. No question there. We see the 632 car of Chris McNichol. What happened here? Oh, as he just loses it chasing Quinn Smith and smacks head on. Luckily that Audi missing it and I think taken to the escape road. Chris McNichol there sustaining a good bit of damage, I would imagine, after smacking that barrier. And Professor Cronotis had a good opportunity on Fallon there. Didn't quite get it, though. I think he was side by side for a second. I'll hop back here with Gage Gonzalez. In a little bit, looking like their battle is sustaining where it's at, but I'll jump back to him. Gage Gonzalez closing in. Hoping that Brian Faluna makes another mistake, but he made a mistake and he saves it. Gage Gonzalez pushing the wheels off of this car. No, Ricky Scott, dude, I know, I know exactly what you mean. This was the McLaren. It's not you, it's the McLaren. The McLaren just, like, well, I guess I shouldn't say that because there is a McLaren. No, the McLaren's a P20. No, it's the McLaren. The McLaren sucks on this track. Man, Gage Gonzalez pushing to the absolute limit here in that Honda. Both of them lapping. Currently, Faluna lapping at a 2:05 last lap, and Gage Gonzalez a 2:09. But Gage Gonzalez did make that little mistake. Man. These drivers are just so calm in this sector. And then coming up into Skyline here. Wow. Into second gear, not even down to first. Oh, a bit back, Cronotis. Closing on Fallon here. Was closing on Fallon, no longer. Cronotis has the pace here. No, exactly. I don't know who to watch right now. Chris Rise, unfortunately, Chris Rise is in the pits, boxed. I think he retired very early on, unfortunately. And Professor Knotus here. I just don't know who to watch. There's battles. There wasn't any battles earlier. Now there's 2 battles happening simultaneously. Okay, well, I know that nothing's going to be happening there anytime soon, because they're going in the mountain section. Unless one of them hits the wall. But now we're going in the mountain section as well. But Gage Gonzalez has shown that he likes to attack in this sector. He hasn't necessarily shown too much success, but he's shown that he likes to try. At least he likes to stay right with the car. I don't know how you can be so confident in the driver in front of you to stay this close. Especially coming into Skyline here. I don't trust myself, nevertheless the car in front of me. Wow! That was impressive. He turned in so early and got that car at the front end just to grip up. The rear end barely attached to the tarmac, it looks like. Kenneth Smith here. Gonna be trying to make a move on Knotus. Knotus trying to make a move on Fallon. And there's a... What just happened? If Knotus and Fallon are pirouetting together. What? Was there contact? I don't think there was. Oh, there was contact. Okay, Knotus braking a little too late there. Makes contact with the inside fender of Fallon, and they both pirouette. Very unfortunate. Gage Gonzalez here has 10 minutes to go. 9 minutes to go, that is, to catch Brian Faluna. Brian Faluna leading this race very comfortably the entire time up until that one mistake that put him in the clutches of Gage Gonzalez here. And Gage has not let up since then. And I don't think he plans to until he gets the job done or that checkered flag falls. One of the two. The amount of car control he's shown as well, just trying to stay with Faluna and how close, is absolutely insane. Here, Tyler Marlowe we see catching up with Quinn Smith. Has to get by Brian Turner first. And this is not exactly the best spot to do so. Might take him a second. And we see Ricardo Sapien up there holding up the rest of the pack with that AMG that is looking a bit worse for wear. All of these cars, to be fair, look a little bit worse for wear. Quinn Smith's looking like it's in decent shape, though. Then we see Tyler Marlowe getting by the lapped car of Turner, and Sapien also getting by, or Sapien yielding to Turner as well. So just letting these two scrap it out. 10th between them right now. And does Tyler Marlowe have the pace to close up on Quinn Smith with that Audi? The Lexus been looking quite strong so far in that P8. And Gage Gonzalez, 4/10 still separating them. So, battle not quite changing too much. Yeah, not quite. But Tyler Marlowe's isn't either right now. They're keeping the same distance. I'm Not Jimmy closing in on Jarek Snyder, though. And rather quickly, too. Not sure if Jarek Snyder had a problem this lap. As I think he did, actually. I think he lapping at a 2:05 this lap. Yeah, I think he must have had a bit of an error in that last sector. Giving I'm Not Jimmy the opportunity to close up Brian Faluna and side by side. Then Gage hits the wall! And he's still good! Let's go back and see that. Coming down the mountain straight here. Brian Faluna has that inside line. Gage Gonzalez takes to the wall, but keeps going. We'll see how much damage Gage has sustained from that. But I don't think that's going to stop Gage from pushing whatsoever. If anything, that might just make him a little bit hungrier. Wow. Yeah, as Chris McNichol there, Brian Faluna catching up to him at the very wrong time. Oh, you had an ad? Oh, no. Okay, I need to do something. I'm going to do something about that next time. I need to figure out how to change that where it doesn't happen in the middle. Yeah, I mean, I can do that. I can't promise anything, but I can put in a request for you, no problem. Oh, and Gage Gonzalez now getting out of shape. He is pushing to the limit here. I do want to go back and see Quinn Smith, though, chasing down Fallon. Tyler Marlowe chasing him down as well. Quinn Smith tucking to the inside here before the chicane. Into the chase. Wait, no, they're going into Mountain Straight. I'm on my brain's backwards. He does get that move done before the mountain section. And now Tyler Marlowe. Can he get it done before as well? But I don't think he can. He's going to be stuck behind Fallon for this next sector at least. Gage Gonzalez falling off the pace. I think Gage must have sustained a little bit of damage after going around the outside into the into Quarry and getting. Oh no, Sarah Stant. Is that Sarah Stant? That is Sarah Stant. Oh no. And she's back in the pits. Oh, 4 minutes left to go. You hate to see it. Yeah, I mean, exactly, Marty. That's kind of, you know, like I say, this was always the track that I just kind of was like, this track's just not mine. Tyler Marlowe now, making the move onto Fallon, gets by. Nice and easily, before the chicane even happens. Fallon now going to be chasing him down, but struggling for pace. Might have cooked those tires on that Porsche. Jarek Snyder here chasing down McNichol. McNichol's showing some pretty decent pace. Patrick McNichol and Chris McNichol, that is. Patrick in 11th place right now, being chased by Jarek Snyder. So far, though, Snyder biding his time patiently. I think we are going to see a move here relatively soon. Let's hop on board here with Snyder. He's going to tuck to the outside. Very similar move that Gage made onto Faluna here, but not the same result. Gets by before the turn. I'm Not Jimmy behind. Going to try to go around the outside. Force his way around, but not quite there. That's not the spot to be doing it. And I'm Not Jimmy here, chasing. What? Has Padberg been? Where'd Padberg come from? Am I blind? Anyways, Padberg's in the mix. I don't know if he was before or not. My brain missed him. He's here now. And chasing down... Yeah, only a little... Yeah, okay, fair enough. It's just... Yeah, no, it doesn't surprise me. I have no idea how I missed that Padberg was in this action. It's just like the bright silver Honda.
Okay, the leader is on the final lap now. Give it all you can.
Okay, thank you, race control man. Leader is on the final lap. And down the inside goes Padberg. Gets the job done. That's going to give I'm Not Jimmy a chance here, but I think... No, Patrick is going to be able to hold it for right now. I'm Not Jimmy, though, pressuring. That Porsche not looking like it's in the best condition. That Aston is. Not sure that has too much to do with anything on this track, as there's one lap left. This track is mostly about survival. And so far, good thing from Patrick McNichol down in P13. Doing a great job of it. But I'm Not Jimmy, gonna try to go the long way around into quarry. Doesn't get it done though. Beautiful job there from Patrick. Holds him off. Does everything that he needs to for right now. Coming into the mountain section, he's gonna be safe. That's gonna give one more opportunity to I'm Not Jimmy, and I'm Not Jimmy needs to close that gap up into Skyline in order to get it. Has to get him into the chicane, into the chase. And we will hop on with Faluna to watch him finish this race, as he is now coming down the Conrad Straight, heading towards the chase. But for right now, let's watch this action here with I'm Not Jimmy, closing up that gap. It's exactly what he needs to do, but he needs to close it up even more here. That's going to give him a decent run. Does he have the overspeed, though, to get this done? And I guess we're going to see... I'm not going to switch over to Faluna. Faluna's coming across the line right now. Finishes the race, and we see that massive overspeed from I'm Not Jimmy. He's going to have the inside line coming into the cutting. Gets the job done. Can he hold on to the position? Still has to get the braking done. Brakes in time. Keeps it on the track. And then we see I'm Not Jimmy getting by Patrick McNichol. Lovely, lovely overtake and a valiant attempt from Patrick, but at the end of the day, couldn't quite hold on to it, as we see coming across the line for P13 is I'm Not Jimmy. First place is going to be Brian Faluna. Second place, Gage Gonzalez. Third is going to be Nate Lamlin. Yeah, no one's even clear. Nate Lamlin's going to be coming third. Ollie Raza probably going to be coming fourth. We'll wait, though. Anything can happen on Bathurst, so we will wait for the results. And now, rounding the final corner is Nate Lamlin to bring our final podium slot home. Third place, Ollie Raza. Still a bit further back. Driver's very spread out on this track. It happens. It's Bathurst. It's a big track. But Ollie Raza leading the rest of these cars home for right now. Gonna be coming around the final corner. Kevin Yu behind him and Sarah Stant and Mike Burkov. There we see Ollie Raza, fourth place. Kenneth Smith will be coming home for fifth, and Professor Kenotis for sixth. There we see coming across the line now, fifth place, sixth place for Kenotis, Quinn Smith in seventh, Tyler Marlowe in eighth, and then Fallon bringing up back, or the final car in the race to, do it, is now in ninth. Then Chris McNichol, 10th, Jarek Snyder in 11th, Padberg in 12th, I'm Not Jimmy 13th, and everyone's leaving, so it doesn't matter anymore. Yeah, that was some extremely good driving from Nate. No doubt there. And I guess a question to you guys. Do you guys want to see the driver chat? Because this is something we've been debating. Do you guys want to see the driver briefing, or like, not briefing, excuse me, the like interviews, post-race interviews? And if there are any drivers in chat, I'd also like to hear their opinion on it. Because I do understand it can be a little bit boring sometimes. But we're always open for suggestions and trying to improve. And that's what I figured. No one's going to be responding. It's to be expected. That's okay. We'll skip them for this week, but it's all good. You enjoy it, but that's just me. It does add some more insight. Okay. You know what? I'll keep that in mind. I'll keep that in mind. We will skip them this week. I'm just going to switch to the raid, and we're going to be raiding here Numi. He's driving on some Olton Park. Like he's in the McLaren. And he's going to be doing some practice. So, hope everyone enjoyed this stream, enjoyed this race. Awesome. Glad everyone had a great time watching. Okay, that's great feedback, Apollo. I appreciate that. I will keep that in mind. Because I've been debating that recently. But yeah, make sure you guys go check him out. He's doing some rookie. Wait, never mind. What's up?
Hey, Mr. Nause, will you be doing interviews?
I wasn't planning on it. Not this time. Oh, I wasn't planning on it. Not this time.
Okay, no problem.
But yeah, cool. Is that all? Do you have anything to add?
No, I know there were a couple of hiccups here and there, but I think it was cool to see so many cars run to the end. I just took a quick glance at the map towards a couple of laps remaining, and there were still a lot of people putting down some crazy fast laps. So congrats to those that managed to not die at Mount Panorama.
There wasn't many.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm sending the raid over to Numi.
Cool.
Make sure you guys go say hi. And hope everyone has a good night.